You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. Yeah, I jump out the booth. Then I might hop through the roof. Count on the rings, stuff. My team is the truth, but they some liars to you. And they never sing, but they always shoot. And all of their diamonds are new. And that's why I'm here with villain, cause I really get it. And I need all my honeys in blue. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. Make a choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Be hating and talking and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm painting. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice. They all wanna follow me, cause I got my foot on the opposition neck and ain't no apology. 100 yards, you know I own all the property. Daddy's home, you know I own all the property. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like...
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we finish off Week 6 with a good Monday nighter between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Play action, it's Darnold. Going deep here for Landry. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On the draw, it's Gibson. And he's going to have the Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chargers, nothing. Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Off of play action, it's Watson.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On first down, it's Watson. And it's intercepted.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. On 4th down, Darnold. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down as that'll be a gain of 15 on 4th. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
And this one is right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Watson off play action. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Jaquan Brisker in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the counter, Gibson.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Here's Darnold. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's long.
And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They'll run with Gibson.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
One more time with Gibson.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 36, Watson throwing the out route incomplete. That's Schwartz. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 17-0 our score after 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Watson.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Back to throw, Watson.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Darnold. Catch made by Watson on the out route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Denver.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Watson's throw into the hands here of Hardman. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Broncos are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the 1st down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Off of play action, Darnold. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Darnold. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap for Watson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, 5 interceptions. Is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Joey Bosa in on the stop. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Darnold. That's out to the flat for Gibson. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Darnold. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Faking the give, Darnold. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Darnold from the gun. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And now here is another interception. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
The return from his end zone is Grant. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now a 1st down throw. Watson. Catch is made by Hardman. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
On 2nd and very short, Watson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there. And there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Gibson. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points. But that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Faking the give, now Watson. And he slings one that's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 4th down, Watson. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Now Watson. His throw incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Watson now to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Darnold. This one left side caught by Gibson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And 3rd and 8 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate.
Oh, Darnold loses it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time. The way the defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And my goodness, another interception. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games we just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. A give up the middle to Gibson. Oh, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. The return from his end zone is Grant. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
A pitch out to Mostert. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Watson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
By Matt Judon. A loss of 10 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14.
And the Chargers first down.
Watson off play action. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First down, Broncos.
On first down, Darnold. It's caught, Smith. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Going with it.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Darnold's throw there taken in by Smith. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 19.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Denver.
Straight ahead, Gibson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Broncos 41. Chargers nothing. Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line for them? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Here's Watson. Dancing to his left. Out left and hauled in by Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Again, it's Watson. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He'll hit Mostert again here. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here we go on 4th. Watson, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. But they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. McLaughlin for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Broncos 48, Chargers nothing. Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?